Hi, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I'm doing a viewer request video. So I was asked a few videos ago about how to make decisions, and I believe it was under my How to Hone Your Intuition video, which I'll put a link to in the description below. And so I basically want to talk about making decisions kind of in the context of your intuition and how to use your intuition to make a decision and why you'd want to use your intuition to make a decision. Okay, so for most people, we have two decision-making faculties at our disposal. So we have our intuition and we have our logical, reasoning, thinking mind. Okay, so the intuition, in my opinion, and kind of what I have seen over the years and heard other spiritual teachers, I think the easiest way to describe the intuition is essentially your higher knowledge, your higher self, a divine being. Anyways, it's basically a higher knowledge. And the way that I like to think of it is like my intuition has a broader perspective than my logical thinking mind, which only can see kind of where I've been and what's going on around me. And my intuition and your intuition has the broader perspective, right? There's a higher knowledge there. And then my logical thinking mind works with, my past experience, works with the people around me, works with what's going on this physical plane. So the intuition expresses itself usually in many different ways. So the intuition can come through physical sensations, so like physical feelings, so like butterflies in your tummy, or feeling constricted or contracted in your chest. It can come from emotions, so like having a very strong emotional reaction to someone or something. It can come through thoughts. Like sometimes you can just have like a flash of an idea of like, we should go there, or we should do that, or turn the corner. Like it can come like a thought. It can come like vision. So like having almost like foresight, like you literally visually see something in your mind transpiring, or an answer to something or whatever like that. So those are kind of the ways that the intuition can manifest in our physical reality. And then obviously the logical thinking mind manifests through thoughts, it manifests through ideas, it manifests through like logic and being able to predict the future based on the past and stuff like that. So using these two faculties to make decisions, most people are walking around making their decisions mostly from their logical mind. Okay, so most of us are thinking about the past, thinking about the people around us, thinking about our past experiences, thinking about, what is happening in our reality currently, and that's what we're using to make our decisions, right? So we're logicking our way through life. And sometimes our logical mind and our intuition are on the same page. And that is when you will find that you have a very easy time making a decision. There's not a lot of contrast going on. There's not a lot of other ideas going on. You'll just kind of easily be able to make your decision. And then when we're living in a logical mind, and your logical mind says something, but your intuition says something else, that's when you start to feel like you are having a hard time making a decision. It's when your intuition and your logical mind are at odds. And for most people, when you're living your life mostly making your decisions from your logical mind, you're going to find that oftentimes your intuition and your logical mind don't align, right? Because again, that your intuition has the higher knowledge, higher perspective, grander vision in mind, and almost like it knows more based on your future and based on your life path than your logical mind does in this kind of 3D reality, only really having access to information that is readily available right here, right now. So when we work from a space of relying on our logical mind first and foremost, oftentimes we run into areas, again, where I say like you're kind of you have a difficult time making decisions because your intuition is telling you to go one direction, your logical mind is telling you to go in another direction, and you're waffling between trying to decide which decision to make. Either that, or yeah, you're so focused on the logical, and you're so focused on the this is what needs to happen, and this is where I need to go, and this is what I need to do, and this is what makes sense, but you feel tired, or you feel frustrated, or you feel, like I say, like emotionally crazy, or you just feel like you can't get it together, right? Maybe you become flaky, or you become someone who's sick all the time, or you become someone who's just totally paralyzed by making decisions. And that's because in an ideal world, what you want to have happen is you want to be following your intuition and then using your logical mind to make it happen. Okay? So instead of having the logical mind be the leader, which most of us are living that way, right? With our logical mind leading the way, we want to have our logical mind be more the servant of the intuition. Okay? So we still need both. So this is not about abandoning your logical mind and fully and completely living in intuition land, because I don't believe that that's helpful either, right? We want to have a balance, but we want to have the intuition leading the way with our logical mind helping us to draw that intuition into a physical reality that makes sense. Okay? So basically, making decisions and learning how to make really good decisions that feel really good and that lead you in the right direction and that take you on your life path and that essentially get you where you really want to be going, it boils down to that. You want to be leading from your intuition and then using your logical mind to help you make those decisions make sense in the real world. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do when learning how to trust your intuition and make decisions from your intuition is to learn how your intuition speaks to you. So we're just going to do a short little kind of meditation to help illustrate the point to you of how your intuition speaks to you. So I want you to just sit quietly for a moment, take a deep breath, clear yourself, just arrive in the moment. And as you sit here, I want you to remember a time when you made a decision that you later really regretted. So when you made a poor decision. So think of this time where you've made this poor decision, and I want you to really imagine as though you're doing it right now, and I want you to notice how you feel. Notice how you feel in your body. Notice how you feel in your mind when you really think about putting yourself in this position where you've made this bad decision. And now I want you to imagine yourself standing with someone who was a negative influence on you, or who did not have your best interest at heart, and you ended up having a bad relationship with this person. I just want you to imagine being with this person. How does it feel to be around this person that was a negative influence on you? And now I want you to imagine eating a meal that doesn't go well for your body. So if you're lactose intolerant, like imagine yourself eating some dairy, or if you're gluten intolerant, eating some gluten, or just eating a meal that you know doesn't make you feel good. How does that feel in your body, and how does that feel in your emotions to imagine yourself eating that food? So just taking a moment to imagine all these kind of worst case scenarios and just notice how they feel. Okay, so now I want you to take a nice deep breath, cleansing breath, clear that away, come back to this present moment. And now I want you to imagine the last time you made a really, really good decision. A decision that ended up being really advantageous for you, or, made you feel really good. Just imagine yourself making this good decision and what that felt like. And now imagine yourself hanging out with someone who's a really good influence on you, who's had a really positive effect on your life, and who makes you feel good about yourself. How does it feel to spend time with this person? And now finally, I want you to envision eating a meal that you know really nourishes your body and really feels good. And just notice how it feels to imagine yourself eating this meal. Alright, so now again, I just want you to take a nice deep breath. Come back to your center here. Okay, so in the first example, where you were imagining making a poor decision and spending time with someone who maybe wasn't an awesome influence on you, or eating a meal that you know doesn't serve your body's purpose, how you felt in your body and how you felt in your emotions and how you felt in your mind, that's your intuition telling you this isn't a good direction to go in. Okay, so that's what it feels like when your intuition says no. All right? And then during the second half of that meditation, where you were imagining a good decision and that positive influence and that really healthy, awesome, vibrant meal, that is what it feels like in your body and in your emotions and in your mind when your intuition says yes. Okay? So now that you've kind of equated yourself with that feeling, you can start to notice yourself having both of those feelings throughout the rest of your day. So just as you go to make a decision of what you're going to eat, just notice, check in with your body. Does it feel more like the first example, or does it feel more like the second example? When you're spending time with someone, just notice in your body, does it feel more like the first example, or does it feel more like the second example? And then from there, you can start to imagine yourself, when you need to make a decision, imagine yourself fully and completely committing to one choice, and imagine that situation in your mind and see how it feels in your body. Does it feel more like situation 1 or situation 2? And then imagine yourself making the other decision, right? So fully painting that picture in your mind of yourself making that other choice, and see how that feels in your body and in your mind and your emotions. And then start to make your decisions based on the one that felt most like the good decision, the one that felt most like your intuition saying yes. And then you can use your logical mind to help you walk out that decision in the most positive way, right? So if we were living fully in intuition land, you might get an intuition that keeping this job is no longer a good thing for you and you want to quit this job. And if you're just living in intuition land, you might just like stand up and walk away in the middle of your workday, right? But if you use your logical mind to help make your intuition part of your everyday life, you can say, okay, obviously it's not going to be advantageous for anyone for me to just walk away right now, unless it is, maybe sometimes it is. But right then you can use your logical mind to write the 2 weeks notice letter and to politely leave your job and start looking for other jobs while you're, so that kind of thing, right? So it's using the intuition and then using your logical mind as a servant of your intuition to help you make your decisions logical and good for you in this world. So really what you're doing is you're balancing your masculine and your feminine, right? So your intuition is very feminine. It's very feeling oriented. It's not logical and reasonable a lot of the time. It's very just, this is how it feels and this is the answer and this is what we're doing. And then your logical mind is your masculine. That's like, okay, how can we make this structured and logical and make sense for our world? And that is my tool for making decisions. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'm always happy to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.